Hey there everyone, No DM the Boy here coming at you with a Universus CCG deck profile on Botan on the Void symbol. So I recently defeated mfargalarga's Choice deck with my Botan deck 2-0 and she's great. Like she's a really good deck. She's hand destruction. So her deck is centered around disrupting the opponent's hand and just making sure they just discard and draw and making sure you can look at the cards and make sure they can't use it. It's very disruptive. I like it. It's a really good deck. So she's on Death, Order, and Void. So you can build her deck three. You can build all of the decks in Universus three different ways because they have three different symbols, all of them. But my build is on Void because I think it has the most access to hand destruction stuff. I think Death is a good. I think the other two symbols are good too. I've seen some Death builds, but I've been messing around with Void, and I think Void's the best one for me personally. So Botan, she allows you to once per turn, well not once per turn, every attack, enhance your attack. Your rival discards one random card and draws one card. So they have to randomize, discard, and then draw one card from their deck. So and she's a 6-hander, 25 life, like that's fine. Then her response is really good because after your attack deals damage twice per turn, you gain 2 health and your rival loses 1. So she's able to replenish health while taking away. So she's a real true Grim Reaper that way, which is really cool. I think that's it's pretty solid. She's a pretty solid deck. Hand destruction is really good. We run one asset in the deck, so the green card is an asset. It acts kind of like a foundation, so you can't tap it to pass checks and stuff. So Psychic Spirit Glass is a form remove. Your rival reveals their hand. Choose one card revealed this way. Your rival cannot play copies of the chosen card for the rest of the turn. So this card just makes sure you can look at their hand and they can't play certain stuff, which is really part of the disruptive strategy. It didn't come up in the game. I didn't draw it, but it's a good card. These didn't come up either, but it's a really good card to have. Barrier Shield is really good. This card does not count towards progressive difficulty, so if you have it in your card pool, it won't count towards the difficulty. Enhance remove, so you play this and remove it, and then reduce attack speed to 0, so it's good defensive. The next card you play this turn gains Breaker 2, so once you make it 0 speed, you remove this card, and then you can block with Breaker 2, so you can most likely stop the swing, and then make their next card harder to play. And then the other enhance, your rival cannot add cards to their hand during this attack due to their non-character effects. So it's again hand manipulation, destruction, hand control. It's really neat overall. So we're moving on to attacks next. We run 4 Indiscriminate Shock from the promo pack. It's Deki Kaminari, so we run My Hero cards in this build. Because he has Void, so the rule is like as long as they have the same symbol, you can play in your deck, so you can mix it up with Yu Yu Hakusho, My Hero, like Cowboy Bebop, who else is out there, like Trigon, etc. Like there's going to be more IPs in the game soon, so. So this attack is a 5 low, 2, it's a 5 low, 2 damage, 4 difficulty. It's a 3 check. The enhance is your rival discards 1 random card and draws 1. So it's the exact same effect as the Botan here. They have the exact same effect. So you can do it. So if you combo this with her, you're making your opponent discard 2 cards and draw 2 new cards. So it's really annoying to make them disrupt their hand that way. And then the other enhance, discard 1 momentum. If this attack deals damage, add 2 cards. Top 2 cards of your deck to your momentum. So it's really good. So you get like 1 extra one basically. So you discard 1. So say you have 1, you could discard 1, you get 2. So you're basically +1 with this one. And I'm like, that's good. Good enough. We run 4 Mob Strike from the Yu Yu Hakusho set. Just Keiko and Botan beating up zombies. Oh, it's also a 2 mid block. Mid blocks are good. So this is a 4 diff. It's a 4 high for 4. 3 difficulty. It's a 1 mid block. Enhance, discard 1 card. Your rival discards 1 random card. Both players draw 1 card. So this card just does what Deki Kaminari and Botan do. So you're just making your opponent discard a lot of cards, drawing them out. Like you're forcing them to disrupt their strategies, basically. Like it really f's up strategies in this game. Enhance, if your rival has discarded the card this turn, draw 1 card. So you just +1 off your own enhance. And then the Desperation 3 means it'll check for a 3 instead of a 4 if you're at half health. It's like a limit break. So once you're at like the half health range, like Botan's half would be 12 because it rounds down, I believe. So play for 3 instead of 4. We got Bat Strike next. So Botan was such a badass during this arc. She was like the only time she actually did anything like useful, in my opinion. Like she actually fought, Keiko and her bonded. Like it was like very strong girl power during that arc. Well, Yusuke and them were fighting the actual bad guys. You know, they were fighting the zombies. So Bat Strike is 4 diff, 1 low block. It's a 3 low for 4. It's a, if this attack deals damage, your rival loses X health. X equals the number of cards they discarded this turn. So it's also a Fury attack. So this is also where making them discard cards is a thing. So I'm just keeping track of how many cards they discard during the turn. So wait, these like this pluses off that. So say they discarded like 2 cards this turn, then they lose 2 health if I hit. Plus the 4 damage on top of that. So we run 3 off guard punch from my hero. So this attack is not blocked. Your rival discards 1 card, so they have to block it in order to you know, not pitch a card. So it's a 2 mid block as well. It's a 2 high for 5. The Shinzo enhance doesn't matter because our leader is not Shinzo, so we can't use it. So I won't go over it. It doesn't matter for this build because I don't have access to it. Angry Yelling Bakugo, my favorite boy. Well, not my favorite, but like one of my favorites from My Hero Academia. So Angry Yelling enhance if your rival has 4 more cards in their hand to discard 1 card. So if they have too many cards, yeah, they discard 1. So just more hand control. If the attack deals, this enhanced attack gets -1 damage. If it's blocked, draw 1. So, and also a stun 1. So it taps down the foundation, so they have less energy sources. So there's just a lot of hand control in this build. It's very straightforward in terms of like just disruption. This card is like the strongest attack. It's the last attack in the build too. It has a desperation 3. So instead of checking a 5, you could check for a 3 to make it easier to play if you're at desperation. So like half health. Enhance, draw 1 card for each card your rival discarded this turn. So this card's like the finisher because it actually it's a 2 check, but it's worth it. All right, yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it because you get plus, and then if you're in deadlock, if your opponent happens to be in deadlock, so if they happen to have 10 or more foundations, you can make your rival discard 3 cards. They were at mfargalarga was at deadlock once when I used it against when he played twice, and I made him discard 3 cards. It was insane. I was like, yo, that's wild. It's a 4 low for 7 damage as well. It's crazy. This card is so strong. I swear it's powerful. I guess it doesn't powerful, but yeah. It's a really good card. So those are all the attacks. I think the attacks are very solid for this build. Like, I wouldn't change anything in this build, actually. Maybe in the foundations I would, but not, like, the swings, unless girl power in set 7, My Hero gets better stuff for her. Which they might. I don't know, it's girl power. I know Botan's not a My Hero girl, but she's still a girl, so we'll see. Like, she might be able to plus off the stuff from that set. So we run 4 Botan's training. This card is a really good card. It's $10. It's crazy. Like at the time of filming this video, I checked. It's really expensive to build Botan, actually, because this card's expensive. Enhanced flip. Both players discard 1 card and draw 1 card. So you flip it over, and then you draw 1 and pitch 1. Both players. So it's a 0-5, so it's a spam, so you can play it easily out. Like really easily. I play a lot of spams in this deck because you want to be able to play as many foundations out as possible as quickly. This one's good too. Easily excited. Response once per turn after an attack is played, it gets +1 speed and gains taunt. Taunt doesn't matter, but the +1 speed's good, so it makes your attack slightly faster. You can only use that once per turn too. So when I have once per turn effects, I just like do this so I know it's not used. You can't use it again, but it's also still readied. 3, keeping Aerie safe. This is a good response too, so again, I flip it over. Like if someone does stun 1 on it, so the effect is actually after this card is committed due to your rival's effect, ready it, playable while committed. So if they have stun 1 like that angry yelling, if they stun it, I can be like activate response, and then I'll put it back up active. But you can only do it once per turn, so that's why I do it like upside down, so I know that you can't do it again. Might have to change the sleeves. I can tell they're getting old. Been using these sleeves since I started the game, like these Mew sleeves. They were on so many builds. They were on Eraserhead, they were on Kirishima, they were on another deck before Botan. So I'm gonna have to change out the outer sleeves at least. Idle work. Destroy 1 foundation. If this attack deals no damage, draw 1, discard 1 card. So like even if they block, I can still like filter through my hand. It's also 2 low block. We got 4 creeping out. Creeped out. There's a lot of My Hero foundations because you have to use them to make the builds efficient. Enhanced commit. Your check to block this attack gets +2. So it makes it easier to block if I use this. Response flip. After a breaker ability is played, it gets +/-1 to the rating. So this card just fights against breaker 2 as well. Breaker. So like if I use this against breaker 1, it would be breaker 0. So it'd be like not even like active basically, even though it's technically active. We got aerial recon. It's a forward check, but that's okay because it's a really good effect. Response flip. After your rival discards a card during the combat phase, look at their hand. So you can use this when you do your Botan stuff. So you flip it over and then you're like, let me look at it. Response. Once per turn, tenacious. So you can use this even if it's committed, the response. After your rival discards a card during the combat phase, ready this foundation. So if it's already like committed for some reason, then your rival discards a card, you can ready it. So it's good to like commit it for checks. Like if you're trying to play an attack, you can commit it pretty comfortably because Botan will guarantee the flip back the ready for the aerial recon. Then we got Keeping Beat. Keeping Beat is a surprisingly good card for this deck. I was actually very shocked. Response commit. After you make a check to play a card, if your rival has discarded a card this turn, yeah, check it's +2. So like you're guaranteed a +2 to the next card you play, so you can play it easier, like more guaranteed. This card was kind of okay. I didn't know the use for it, honestly. I think it was supposed to be for Jiro. I don't know why, because Jiro doesn't discard cards. Right? It doesn't make your rival discard anyway. But yeah, it's more set up for Botan, so they're light because it's cool. I am the dragon. So we got 4 of I am the dragon. Response commit, lose 1 health. I'd use this a lot actually. If your attack is not blocked, it gets +2 damage, so you commit that, and then it does +2 more. It's really good in Botan because I use this a lot. Because you want to hit them for more, and then you can do the Botan effect to hit them for 1 more because they lose 1 health. So it's like you're just adding more damage. Botan's actually very underrated. I think she's a legit meta contender, to be honest. She is very strong. Like, it beat twice easily. Well, I wouldn't say easily, but like, dang, I had so much control. Macho Concealment. You can't use the Team Macho Enhance because she's not Team Macho, but I don't even think she's Team Urameshi, to be honest. You can't even use the Team Urameshi stuff. Yeah, she's not even Team Urameshi, so she can't even use the Team Urameshi stuff. Response commit. After your rival plays an enhance ability on the foundation, cancel it. So this card is just straight up good to stop your opponent from doing stuff. Like if they try to enhance, draw 1 or plus damage, I'll be like, no. I'd be like, no. I refuse. The last card in the deck is for Pilot. This card's really good in Botan. You need 4 of this in Botan. Each ability on this card is only playable if your rival has discarded a card from their hand this turn, so it's like a guaranteed use. Response commit. After you commit this, after your attack deals damage, your rival loses 2 more health. So it's part of the reason why I run I Am the Dragon. Like I comboed this, I Am the Dragon, and Botan to do like 2, 4, 5 damage like extra. That's crazy to me. You know, that's a lot of damage. And the response remove. After a non-character response is played, cancel it. So you remove it and then you cancel the ability. It's really sick. This deck is like straight up like nasty. It's very nasty. but overall, Botan's fun. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to get some gameplay content on it because I haven't filmed anything yet for it, like gameplay style, and I want to. This deck is worth showing off. It's great. Because when I beat mfargalarga's choice deck, it was in person, and I didn't have recording stuff. We were just casually playing, and I was like, "This is great. This deck is awesome." It's also one of my earliest anime waifu crushes. Like I loved Botan. Like I didn't understand why Kuwabara got over her for not Keiko, Yukina. I was like, Yukina's cute and all, but Botan. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching this deck profile on Void Botan. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's a solid deck. I think it's a meta contender for sure for the overall format. I think she's still going to be good going into set 7. Because set 7, My Hero doesn't really power creep Yu Yu Hakusho at all. I think Yu Yu Hakusho will still be strong. Like, if anything, My Hero Academia set 7 actually kind of just seems more like a side set, to be honest. Like, if you want to build that stuff, that's cool. The character leaders don't seem to be power creeping anything at all. Like, I think they're actually weaker than the other ones, than the other girl characters, like Ochako, Jiro, etc. But I think Botan will get some stuff. I have to double check more reveals as they keep coming, but I think there's definitely some void stuff we can do, especially if, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's got to be something she can use. But thank you all so much. We'll keep updating Botan. I'll let you know. Yeah, I'm very excited. The deck's also very expensive to build because it's hard. Like, I bought 2 cases of Yu Hakusho and I only pulled 1 of this Botan, and she's $20 on TCG. That's crazy to me. So it's not cheap. I wish she was, but she's expensive, girl. But anyways, I'll see you all for the next deck profile, right? No, the MAA is logging off.